I'm Tomalee Harding. I'm the CEO of Christian World Adoption. And here with me I have Stephanie Bowers, who works with us in Ethiopia. And we just wanted to talk a little bit about a day of a child in Ethiopia. Stephanie is a person there that works very closely with the children. I've had the great pleasure of working with her for a few years there and watching her care and love and take care of these children. So can I just ask you a few things?
Anytime.
Anytime. Well, the parents always want to know a lot of different things about the day of a child, of course. You have adopted children.
Yes.
And I have. So there's never enough as a parent that you can hear about how to take care of them and how to make their transition easier and what you're doing over there. So you've got lots of advice to give us. So Steffi, I think what I'd like to ask you is, tell me about a typical day, from the time a child gets up to the time they go to bed. What happens?
Of course, it differs for infants to toddlers to older children, and we have a variety of all of them in one orphanage. So we have the 3 orphanages that I get to manage with Hanok, which is under the wings of CCCE, the local NGO, which helps us and gives us credibility to work there. So when children come into the orphanage, it is really because there's no other alternative, and that is their last option to survive. When a child comes into the orphanage, is accepted by the orphanage, we first do the medicals. We first go to the hospital. I have little emergency kits at my house and in the orphanage. So in that kit is it's a simple little Ziploc bag with a diaper in a bottle and a blanket. No clothing because they come so dirty. So this is for the infants. We take them to the hospital, we test them or the mother or the father immediately for the 3 basic things: hepatitis B, hepatitis, VDRL, and HIV. If they test negative, then we bring them into the orphanage immediately. If they test positive, we have other networks around us that we channel them so to make sure that they are cared for. When they come into the orphanage, they are immediately bathed and lotioned and potioned and powdered and snuggled and fed, and then we can see what their state really is. They normally come very traumatized because they go through much emotional and physical and spiritual things that we get to be a part of praying it off and releasing.
They literally are balled up, aren't they? There's stress in them.
Yes, because infants are not like American infants. They are not relaxed. They come traumatized, so this is their state that they come in, and then often their jaw is locked, so they do not drink. We cannot feed them, or they don't suck. Then we use a syringe or whatever we have. In order to just insert the milk and the food so that they can start getting the nourishment and then start to recover. And then we can actually see what else is wrong. So
and I mean, the stories you tell about that too. You're telling us about the woman that walked from Gondar, which is 800 kilometers, and then gave birth?
In Shashamene. So she walked for about, a little bus ride here, and she would beg for some more money and take another taxi ride and walk for the rest of the time, and then she gave premature birth, not full term, to a premature baby, which was fine, which is unusual, in the house of someone who was willing to let her stay the night. So she gave birth early morning and then she disappeared. So that is one of the many scenarios.
So the whole thing of the rescue is when the child enters, it's very much of a rescue situation.
Yeah.
And then you have to decide, okay, what is the best interest of the child?
Yes.
Where can this child be? Where do you believe this child should be raised? If you decide to take the child into the children's home, and then what goes on?
We believe that when God shows us that a child is supposed to come into the adoption program, that child has 100% chance of being adopted. So it's risky. It's risky for us. It's risky for the child. It's risky for the community. It's risky in the government.
Puts a little pressure on us.
On CWA. Everybody. So then it becomes a team that joins together, and this is
You're
like
committed
giving,
to that child.
Oh yeah, you have to give, you rebirth this child and place him in the hearts and the lives of a family that connects with them immediately when they get the photo, when the referral, which is another part of this joy thing.